Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to this week's edition of YMCast, episode 8, season 3. So, I hope you are doing really well. And this week, we are going with a very environment focused week. So, I hope you're really looking forward to some of the stuff that we have to share with you. But as always, with YMCast, we start in prayer. Lord, thank you for this amazing creation that you've given to us to cherish. Thank you for the dazzling colours that we see within it, all the shades of oranges, the greens, especially at the moment as we enter this springtime, as we see the majestic fields in front of us. Lord, may we be reminded that we are just custodians for a time, that this is our moment to look after your amazing creation. Amen. So we start with two videos for you back to back this week. The first one is going to explain to you a little bit about what Climate Sunday is. If you've never come across the term before, this should be really interesting to you. The second is explaining a little bit about what COP26 is, which sounds like a very weird and eclectic collection of words, but hopefully they should be able to answer some of your questions about what they mean.
As Christians, we believe that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. We are confident that God calls us to be part of restoring all of creation to full life.
That's why this year, as the UK prepares to host the United Nations Climate Summit COP26, churches across the UK are getting ready to take action through Climate Sunday.
Climate Sunday is an initiative of the UK Church's Environmental Issues Network. We're calling on churches all across the country to get involved in taking action for climate justice.
So, what does it involve?
We're inviting churches to begin prayer and worship. Our calling to climate action begins with our faith. Hold a climate service and together as a church family, begin to explore why action for the climate is part of our discipleship.
We're also inviting you to commit to long-term action for creation. In this crucial year for our climate, we as churches can play our part in the journey of our whole society towards climate positive living. Discern the next step for your church to take together.
Finally, we're inviting you to speak up. The church can bring a distinctive voice to the call for climate justice, rooted in our faith in a just and generous God. Join with others in calling for our leaders to be courageous at COP26 and to take ambitious action for creation.
This is a year for our church to live out our mission, to love our neighbour and to seek justice for all creation. How will you get involved?
In 1992, countries, also known as parties, adopted a groundbreaking international treaty known as the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This UNFCCC facilitates and supports global cooperation to combat climate change. The COP, or Conference of Parties, is the supreme decision-making body of the convention, and all countries are represented. That's 99% of territorial emissions. The COP meets every year where they review the implementation of the convention and take decisions necessary to promote the effective implementation of the convention. The Paris Agreement from COP21 resulted in a landmark agreement to keep global temperature increases well below 2 degrees Celsius. Each of the parties involved pledged to reduce their emissions. For example, the EU pledged to cut 2030 emissions by 40% compared to 1990 levels. But why are these pledges important? Well, the UK Court of Appeal upheld some of these commitments by ruling a third runway at Heathrow illegal over climate change. This was the first major worldwide ruling to be based on the Paris Agreement and inspires challenge against other high-carbon projects. COP26 is now due to come to the UK in November 2021. There is a huge opportunity for the public, young people and official observers at COP to have a say, make their voices heard and influence decision makers on an international level to ensure the right frameworks exist so we can truly have a lower carbon future. The youth movement has been one of the most prominent ones in recent climate change debate, so keep an eye on how we at the YGN are going to be involved.
I hope that was really interesting to you and you now understand a little bit more about Climate Sunday and about the COP26 campaign. So you might be thinking, well, what is the Methodist Church doing and how is the Methodist Church getting involved with COP26? Well, Methodist Church has employed 4 young people all around the world to explore specifically about COP26 and the church's involvement. And so I'm going to introduce them to you now. They are James, Molly, Jessica, and Irene. So I hope you enjoy hearing from them.
Hi, I'm Molly and I'm one of the COP26 campaign workers for the Methodist Church. I've just moved back to my home city of Newcastle upon Tyne, a city in the northeast of England, after spending 4 wonderful years in Glasgow where I studied English literature and theology. As a literature student, I love to read, and I'm currently reading Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge and Native Tongue by Suzette Hayden-Elgin. At university, I have the opportunity to read so many really interesting books. 2 of my favourites have been Woman on the Edge of Time by Marge Piercy and The End We Start From by Megan Hunter. Woman on the Edge of Time really challenged the ideas that I had around society, family and relationships, and it's a really good feminist science fiction and I would really recommend it. The End We Start From details the experience of a woman who's just given birth to her firstborn but also has to flee London because of a climate-induced flood. This really brought close to home the realities of climate change. While studying theology, I was particularly interested in the lives of the biblical women, specifically how they've been remembered in culture and art. In 3 paintings of the 2 women, I discussed how important it is to interrogate biblical artwork against the biblical text, to see what messages these texts and artworks send to women about their bodies and their lives. During lockdown, I've really enjoyed digging into texts that deepen my understanding of climate change. Things I've been working through have included Time to Act by Christian Climate Action, This Is Not a Drill by Extinction Rebellion, and Climate Justice, a Man-Made Problem with a Feminist Solution by Mary Robinson. Past the time during lockdown, I've taken up roller skating and it's certainly become one of my new favourite hobbies. When I'm not reading or roller skating, I love listening to podcasts. 2 of my favourites are the Bechtelcast, a podcast which discusses the representation of women in film, and Nomad, which describes itself as stumbling through post-Christendom, looking for signs of hope. I'm excited about the COP26 project because I think it's a wonderful opportunity to build relationships that stretch across nations and to work in partnership with young people who also dream of a greener future for God's creation. I look forward to listening to and learning from the experience of Methodist brothers and sisters across the globe, and I'm delighted to be a part of a project that I think is truly unique. Thanks.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Boili. I'm from Zambia, one of the COP26 campaign workers. I'm a journalist by profession. I love singing, I love dancing, and I also love writing. Being part of this project means so much to me because at the end of the day, I know that I won't just bring out a voice from Zambia, but from Africa as a whole. So I'm so thrilled. Zambia is one of the countries that has actually felt the effects of climate change. In Zambia, we use hydro for power. So due to the drastic changes in rainfall pattern, we have actually been experiencing massive load shedding in the country, and a lot of businesses have been forced to shut down. So I'm really looking forward to just work on this project because it's really close to my heart, as I have felt and experienced the effects of climate change. So I'm looking forward to work with my fellow youths and really contribute positively to this project. Thank you.
Hi, I'm James Appleby, one of the COP26 campaigns workers for the Methodist Church. I live here in Buckinghamshire in the south of England. I live in an area called the Chiltern Hills, which is classified as an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's a fairly green area with many forests and fields, although the land is rarely managed with wildlife at the forefront. We have a local nature group in our village that manages some of the land and has been instrumental in setting up sites such as this pollinator-friendly garden. And this fledgling apple and cherry orchard that has been growing for the last 12 years. The natural world has always been an intrinsic part of my life. Pretty much everything I read and watch relates to animals, and I've also made sure that almost every family holiday we've ever been on has involved trips to zoos and natural history museums. I like to visit local nature reserves, although during lockdown I've taken to bird watching in the nearby forest. The Chilterns is home to many bird species, as you can hear.
Hello everyone, I'm Irene and I'm one of the COP26 campaign workers for the Methodist Church in Italy. I came from Italy and I live in Novara, a small town in the northern part of Italy, which is near Milan. I have Ghanaian origins and as a matter of fact, most of my relatives live in Ghana. I like cooking and during this lockdown I cooked a lot. I prepared pastries, cakes, pizza and it was very funny with my mother and my little sister. I like singing and I'm also part of the church choir, which I love. And near my house there is an amazing park where me and my family usually go out to do picnics, to play volleyball, and where I usually go out to do jogging. And I'm a part and a member of the Valdesian and Methodist Church here in Novara, and I also represent the youth here in Novara. I have just finished high school, and in October I will go to university. And I also enjoy watching movies, and the latest one I saw, it was 12 Years a Slave, which I love, and it was about discrimination, racism, and how black people are treated. As a black person, I'm still facing this problem and I still feel discriminated sometimes, but anyway, I'm excited about this project. I'm excited to be a part of this project, and I'm grateful to God to have given me this amazing opportunity. And as a Christians and as human beings, we have to protect and to save our planet. And I hope that we can do an amazing job, of course, by the grace of God. So have a nice week, have a nice day, and may God be with you. Bye.
So I hope that you enjoy meeting our COP26 workers. They're really great to be working with, and they've come up with some really interesting ideas. The final video that we're going to share with you today is a thank you from those workers talking about the green agents of change and what it means to be a green agent of change, and the idea that actually all of us can get involved within this COP26 world and getting involved about climate issues.
Hi, my name is James and I'm one of the COP26 campaigns workers for the Methodist Church in Britain. Britain is not as vulnerable to climate change as other parts of the world, but many people and animals are at risk from hazards such as flooding and fires, and weather patterns are becoming increasingly erratic as seen this year. So thank you so much to all the green agents of change for the work you have done in your local communities and for making a difference in the battle against climate catastrophe.
Hello, my name is Irene and I'm one of the COP26 campaign workers. I'm working for the Methodist Church in Italy. Italy is a country in southern Europe surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea. So by having this position, it is affected in different ways by climate change, as heat waves, especially in the north, water shortage in the south, and also sea level rising. So this shows clearly how strategies and policies are needed to protect human health and the environment, and how we should come together and united to fight this problem. So before I end the video, I would like to say a quote taken from Nelson Mandela, which is very important for me. You can change the world and make it a better place. It is your hands to make a difference.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Wali. I'm one of the COP26 campaign workers and I come from Zambia. So Zambia is one of the countries that has actually felt the effects of the climate crisis. And Zambia, we use hydro for our power, for electricity, and because of climate change, we have been experiencing drastic changes in rainfall patterns. So we have been experiencing massive load shedding countrywide. So a lot of people have not been having access to power, have not been having access to electricity because of climate change. So I hope that you're going to do your part to try and save this earth and champion climate justice. Much love.
Talofa everyone, my name is Yemaima Vai and I'm representing the country of Fiji for the UK COP26 campaign workers. For us here in the Pacific, global warming has caused a major impact for our small island states. With sea level rise worsening our coastal communities' security, the warming of temperatures has not been helpful either because it has caused problems such as ocean acidification, coral bleaching, the intensification of natural disasters such as hurricanes, cyclones, flooding, and so forth, all which impact our community's livelihood security as well as our mere existence. My encouragement to the younger community is that you're never too young to become an activist for climate justice. As long as you have that passion and that sense of consciousness, then action will always follow through. No matter how small it is, it's the contribution that counts into making our planet a more greener and sustainable community where we can live harmoniously with the environment.
Hi, my name's Molly and I'm one of the COP26 campaign workers for the Methodist Church here in Britain. I want to finish this video by saying it's so fantastic that young people who are all passionate about climate justice can gather together in this way. It is particularly exciting as we look ahead to November 2021, where world leaders, climate scientists and activists will be coming right here to the UK to the UN Climate Change Conference. Meeting in Glasgow, these people will be discussing and debating the future of our beloved planet. And we just want to encourage you to keep up the good work. Keep encouraging and inspiring your communities to do better for our planet.
Thank you for all those amazing videos. It's been really interesting to learn about Climate Sunday, about COP26, about our COP26 workers. So I hope that you've enjoyed this week's YMCast. As always, please get in touch with us using the hashtag YMCast or email me at michaelymcworker. It is always excellent to hear from you. So I hope you have a good week and cheerio.